We are back on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio, News Talk 1180, 1230 KGEO, and 1410 KERI. Clay, I'm not going to mention that we're syndicated.
Oh, yeah, right. That's
but we are.
Almost funny.
Our in-studio guest, Carlos Baldovinos and Tim Calahan from Bakersfield Rescue Mission.
Carlos, I started to ask some questions earlier, but you obviously have various programs, and with each program there's a different time limit that each person would stay at the facility. Can you talk about the various programs a little more?
Absolutely. We have homeless intervention services. That is strictly for the homeless individual that needs some help, emergency subsistence. But then there's also the program for men and women, 12-month program, that they come into if they desire to. We get a lot of our folks from the Lerdo prison system. We also get them, a lot of them are court ordered. Some of them are walk-ins that just come in and just say, I want to get my life together. I can't live like this anymore.
Do you get court ordered? I didn't realize that.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
Both even Kern County and even some other counties recognize us as a very valid, credible organization that deals with these kind of issues.
And they don't put any restrictions on you as far as what you can talk to these people about?
Absolutely not.
That's fantastic.
Well, you said court ordered, but you talked about, I guess, 2 programs. Are there additional programs?
Well, this is what we do. Just the life of a programmer. Let's say they come in on a specific month. They come in, and what we do is put them in a program called Genesis program, the very beginning. It's not coincidental.
Hence the name Genesis.
Correct. And we put them in there for a period of 30 days, and that gives an opportunity for our staff, and even for that resident that wants to come into our program to see, do I really want to do this? Is this a program that I'm looking for? We give them a bed. We provide all the avenues as far as classes and stuff initially, but then within that 30-day, an interview takes place to see if do they really want to continue. And also, us as staff, we assess: does this person really have they hit rock bottom in order for them to get that help? And a good percentage of them, I'd probably say good 80% make it through, that are ready to hit, that are ready to go to that next step into the program. Wow. So let's say that 8% goes through and they go into the program. They'll start out with the classes and all those things that will help them get out of this addiction issue that they're going through. After that program, we put them in we called mentoring. We plug them in with a person, that a pastor or a business person or a businesswoman that wants to take them under their wing, like an accountable, that will give them accountability. And this person will just walk them through this thing and help them, through the process. And that is indefinite at this moment. It's just somebody really caring, somebody in the community just really caring about somebody that's gone through the program. And then we begin with the whole job. That's another phase, too.
So have you seen residents that have gone through the program come back and work at the facility?
They have, but I really don't like to go that direction.
Oh, so you want them to get out and make it on their own?
Correct.
You give them the tools to do that.
Yeah, I don't want them to think that the mission's a crutch to them. I don't want to create that kind of environment, and I'd really try to limit that. There's some folks that may work at the facility if it's under very the circumstances have to be they have to meet certain standards.
There's a phrase you use that I totally agree with. It's hitting rock bottom. My dad is a counselor up in Canada, and a drug counselor, and if these individuals have not hit rock bottom and they're not ready, then they're going to fall back. So they've got to be at that point where they're willing to make a change. They realize their life doesn't work the way it's running, and they've hit that spot in life where it's either or, and that's when they're ready for you.
There's certainly a crossroads that a lot of people face, and in fact, we've had people literally say that I was walking by the mission and realized that this was the place that I needed to be, instead of going 2 more blocks down the street and scoring the next hit or the next drug. And so there's a figurative crossroads that a lot of people come to in addiction recovery, and there's a literal one. And we found people who have come to the mission and literally said, I was on my way by here to do something bad in my life, and I decided to make that turnaround. So.
Now, when you've got people coming in on a daily basis, what kind of control do you have over these people to make sure they're not on the outside doing drugs and then coming in on a daily basis?
Well, for the homeless side, we drug test them. Our staff is really good and can tell if somebody's been, if they're high or obviously has alcohol, the breath of alcohol in them. So we do have that in place. As far as the program, that program, I mean, they're only allowed to go on pass. The other program, the discipleship program, given by a counselor. Again, they have to do certain things in order to get that pass.
Go ahead.
Our in-studio guest, Carlos Baldovinos and Tim Calahan from Bakersfield Rescue Mission.
Carlos, I know money is probably important to be able to keep the facility up and running, but you also help these people if they go to get a job. Don't you accept clothing and shoes and other items as well?
Absolutely. We ask, again, it comes back to community. And Tim's job a lot is to get the word out. And the word out is, hey, we need clothing, we need jackets, we need hats, we need shoes. We need all those things that would help somebody, to being clothed and hopefully get a job in the near future. So we do have that. We do rely on that. The government, the community coming together, and providing those things that are needed for those individuals.
Do you have businesses that you currently work with that will take an interview from one of your residents?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's basically a placement service also.
Yeah, there's a labor company that if somebody graduates our program and we see that it's going to work out, that they really are serious about this, living a clean life without drugs and alcohol, we refer them to a labor agency here in town to hopefully get them a job and get them through the next steps and get them plugged into a job placement.
And a lot of times people will hear, I have the fortunate job to share these people's stories with the community, stories of success, stories of people who have risen above the addiction and homelessness and come out on the other side. And when people hear those stories, a business, a politician who has power in this community and has opportunity to help, they want to get involved. I mean, we had Assembly Member Shannon Grove. She has a Continental staffing company, and she heard the stories of these people, her kids' age, and realized that she wanted to get involved and make a difference. And she offered up her services and her referrals to help these people, because once the community hears about people who have risen themselves above life and these world problems, they want to get involved and they want to help out.
Sure. Now, Tim, you're the Director of Community Development.
Yes.
What does that job entail?
Well, it's multifaceted. My background is in storytelling and in media, so there's a certain component I bring to the table with being able to share the story digitally through social media, video, and our web presence, and also just making the relationships with community members, volunteers, and people out there who want to hear what we're doing. And so my job allows me to work outside the walls of the mission, share the story, hit the pavement, and talk to people and introduce people to the story of the mission. And my experience has been everyone who I've had the fortunate ability to tell about the mission wants to be involved.
Now, you mentioned Ron Vietti's church, Valley Bible. Do you also work with other churches?
Absolutely. We have roughly around 40 churches that we call participating, that either give to us, pray for us, are just involved with volunteer services, giving up of their time. They're at the mission.
Now, you have the anniversary celebration coming up. We want to talk about that for a second. And tickets are $35, I understand. But if someone can't afford to pay the $35, can they still come?
They can come. Well, we'll work with them and see what we can do.
We'll have to talk to you about that later.
We'll talk about that later. But these events take a little bit to put on.
And for people who can't make it, we'll actually be broadcasting the event live too. So Valley Bible Fellowship, if you go to the church, you know that they do the broadcast live on Wednesday and Sunday. They'll actually be broadcasting our event on Thursday live over the web. So if they go to vbf.com, they can also watch the event too.
And it's catered by Hodell's, which does a tremendous job. And they now, just for your information, contract with Harris Beef.
Oh, that's right.
So they do a great job. I've been to a few of their functions recently.
Good food.
Now, okay, the guest speaker is going to be Ryan Dobson. Okay, and then you've got special music?
Yeah, Sean McDonald. He's a contemporary Christian artist. He actually has a story similar to a lot of our residents. He battled drug and alcohol addiction And so we're tying his story and his testimony into a lot of our residents, and he can relate to a lot of our residents, and so that's why we wanted to bring him on board. So you'll hear powerful music and a great message from Ryan Dobson.
And Ryan Dobson is Dr. James Dobson's son.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I looked at that name and went, boy, I knew there was a connection there. Yeah.
I appreciate the free ticket because Marty's going to need it.
Cute. Yeah. Okay, we've got a couple seconds left. So give us the website and the phone number people can call.
Sure. People can buy tickets on brmtickets.com.
brmtickets.com.
They can get information at thebrm.com. And thebrm.org.
Okay.
And we're also on Facebook. Just by searching the Bakersfield Rescue Mission, you can stay up to date with everything we have going on.
Great. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. And anything we can do to help you in the future, please let us know. We'd love to have you back.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio, News Talk 1180.